Hello, genealogists. This is Craig, and this is Just Genealogy. And I'm actually taking a break. I've packed over 100 boxes to take to Richmond. I'm still packing. So I needed a break. So what better idea for a break than to deal with Genealogy Standards, second edition revised. The caveat being that I do not represent the Board for Certification of Genealogists. I'm an associate, have been for 25 years, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we're just dealing with my opinion of the standards, and they could be worth absolutely nothing. But they work for me. So today's standard is number 24. Understanding meanings. Genealogists correctly understand the meaning of all legible words, phrases, and statements in the sources they consult. Their understanding includes the meaning for the source's time and place. This is a problem that we encounter because if you use a modern dictionary, you might get an incorrect definition of a word. And if you Google it, you might get the incorrect definition of a word because you're not aware of what that word meant in time and place. We have a lot of constitutional issues that relate to words that meant one thing in the colonial time and mean another word today. Nothing comes to mind, but I've heard that somewhere. We have various tools available to us as genealogists to understand meanings of words. My favorite is What Did They Mean by That? By Paul Drake. And more, What Did They Mean by That? Also by Paul Drake. And then Kenneth Smith's estate inventories. I've talked about all this stuff before, and I'll put a link to dealing with the issue of dictionaries. I also have an Oxford English dictionary growing mold somewhere in my warehouse that I haven't pulled out in years because I haven't needed to, I guess. But recognize that genealogists correctly understand the meaning of all legible words. I guess when they created the standard, they didn't take into consideration illegible words. But I guess if illegible words is an issue, you need to spend time trying to figure it out or properly annotate it as it being illegible. Some people use the word illegible. Some people use the word torn, blank, whatever. Illegible doesn't necessarily mean you don't understand what it is so much as it could mean that the word is torn and only a few letters exist on one side or the other. So recognize that words can stand by themselves and that there are phrases that can also stand by themselves. And sometimes the combination of words do not mean the same things as the individual words. Don't have an example, but I recognize that because they use words, phrases, and statements, I guess a statement is a full sentence with a period after it in the sources they consult. Their understanding includes the meaning of the sources, time, and place. That's probably the most important piece for me, is remembering what a word actually means in the context of the record, not in the context of the 21st century. So again, I'll put the link down at the bottom in the description for the books that I recommend that you have for understanding meanings. So we have now recently dealt with understanding handwriting, and now we're dealing with understanding what the handwriting tells us. And we will continue with Chapter 3, Standards for Researching, next week with number 25, Note-Taking Content, which is a little bit larger than most of them. You might want to read it ahead of time. So this is Craig, preparing for NGS in Richmond next week. Got the van rented, got the boxes probably 75% packed. Had to buy new shelving so there'd be enough room in the booth. 5 booths. Looking forward to it. And next we'll go on to another video. I think I better stack them up since I'm going to be in Richmond. See you later. Be safe.